Hey, I appreciate you guys reading the last article I posted yesterday and about what really happened. And I also appreciate those of you that are giving me the benefit of the doubt. And as you learn more and more, just like after you finish reviewing the information that I include along with this video, you'll have more of an understanding and thus be more capable of standing in solidarity with your Messianic and Christian brothers over here in the mission field. There was a question that was posed yesterday, and it was, did I file a cross complaint? Well, that's not going to happen. That doesn't happen in Israel. See, over here, it's not like America. Like the police kept telling me, this is not America. Whenever I tried to bring up something that, hey, but this isn't fair. This isn't America. And they've convinced me, this is not America. You see, Israel doesn't even have trial by jury. It's just this judge. Now, and you take the guy that tried to, steal my camera. He didn't do a day of house arrest. Okay? But look. Israel is a Jewish state / democracy. Okay? In essence, let me give you an example. Let's say California was designated a Mexican state / democracy. Well, or like let's say you took Mississippi and said, okay, this will be a white state / democracy. So what happens over here in Israel? It's a democracy for Jews only. Now, let me give you an example. If a Jew gets into a confrontation, like a scuffle, with another Jew, then there will be a fair trial. They'll hear both sides, and it wouldn't be a double standard thing, okay? And if two, let's say, non-Jews over here in Israel got into some kind of, confrontation, it would be a fair trial. But when it's a Jew and a non-Jew, it won't be a fair trial, okay? Now let's say, like back in the day, in the 60s, let's say 50s or whatever, when they had the Jim Crow laws, okay, in America. Now these laws, these were laws, man. They were on the books, right? And if a black person, let's say me, I grew up in New York, but let's say I wanted to move down to Alabama in the 60s there or something, right? And I want to build me a big house on a hill or something. I better know something about the Jim Crow laws. You see, or I wouldn't even last a week. They had laws like a black man or a Jew couldn't touch a rebel flag or, Confederate flag. And there are certain things, if two white people were walking down the sidewalk, you're walking up, you have to get off the sidewalk and let them go by. And the same thing, if one person was to spit in my face and I spit back, and I'm taken before that judge or Governor Wallace back then or something like that, I'm guilty, man. I wouldn't even, live. So I praise God that I'm still alive here in Israel as a missionary, giving out Bibles and stuff, and I'm still alive. I praise God for that. But see, Okay, for you to understand all of this, you have to realize there's a few things you need to realize. That the Sanhedrin has been reestablished, okay? And that these guys, the Pharisees, that's not just 2,000 years ago. When that generation died off, those spirits went into the next generation, next generation, next generation. They're walking around now all over the place, dressed in black over here. And these guys over in Arad, they call themselves the Pharisees, the Purishim or something. And you don't have to know about the Jewish law. You see, you have a democratic law and you have the Jewish law. And this Jewish law is centered around the Babylonian Talmud. This oral law stuff has taken precedence over the Bible itself, over the law of Moses, man. So you need to know these things too. You need to know about Kabbalah, ancient Jewish mysticism. That plays a lot of importance in this whole judiciary system over here. Okay, and I mentioned at the bottom of this page that this video will be posted about the Kahani sympathizers. That's a thing you need to know too. What's going on? Okay, you need to know about that, and especially if you're a Zionist, right? You're a Christian Zionist. Well, you need to read this, and because I would say you have to be very cautious that you don't somehow start out good and get caught up into something that's not of God. Okay, so you need to check that out. And I also post my lawyer's blog. Now, it's interesting. He's got some interesting stuff there. You need to read it from top to finish. Okay, top to bottom. That would be interesting. I just noticed that my timer is not ticking away, and I'm trying to make a 10-minute video. I'm pushing the max right now, okay? Okay, look, I also mentioned a case of an Ethiopian lady, okay? Now, this is a very interesting case because it illustrates what I was trying to tell you about this Jew against Jew. It would be a fair trial. A non-Jew against a Jew, you don't stand a chance, okay? Now, what happened with her is she was converted Ethiopian, right? A converted Jew to, Ethiopian Jew. The other person was a rabbi, okay? Now, what happened, I was anxious to figure this out. I was hoping they'd print a follow-up on this story, and they did. Because I was wondering, curious, about how is this rabbi going to get out of this one? Because he should have had a slew of charges against him. Well, but see, the trick was, these both were Jews, so it's got to be a fair trial. The problem is, one's a rabbi, one's an Ethiopian, but they're both Jews. So it was interesting how they did it. They revoked this lady's citizenship, her Jewish, her conversion. So she's no longer a Jew. Now, oh, wow, now the setting's right. You got a Jew against a non-Jew. And the rest is history. But you'll see it. I've got a little smile on my face because it's slick. It's real slick how they pulled it. But it's not smart. This is nothing to laugh about. This is nothing. This is a family that has been demolished, you could say. So I'm not laughing at, Anyhow, I'm going to wrap this. I hope it's within 10 minutes here. And I'll be making more of these if it's by popular demand.